the system is not set up to deal with young black male or female really in the society, because how are you letting your kids? I mean, some people consider me a genius.
You are.
I've spoken in colleges with professors. I spoke at Stanford University, UCLA, USC, and I spoke to some of the smartest kids in the country, and they were allowing me to teach these kids. So what would have happened if somebody would have took the time out and grabbed me before the drug dealers got a hold of me?
Yeah. You might have been Elon Musk. You might have been shooting us into space right now. You might have been on Tesla. You know what I'm saying?
How did that happen? Like, you know what I mean? I just want to ask that, if you would talk about it. How did you make that connection? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, when you sit there, I thought that I would never be able to read. I thought I was ignorant, dumb, and that reading was just too over my head, too much for me.
Why though? If I can ask you, I'm sorry to compound the question with a question, but why? Was it because of school? Like, what made you even feel like that? Was it the system?
Well, the first thing is if you don't do well in school, you're gonna be labeled a dummy, and that could be other issues why a kid is not doing well in school. He may not relate to the teacher, or she may not relate to the teacher. Maybe having problems at home. I've even known kids do not have glasses where they could see and have problems. And if somebody don't catch those problems and fix them, then you'll look up in 4th and 5th grade, this kid can't read, and it seems like the kid is not functionable in school, which we know too that if you're not reading at a certain grade level, they start building a prison cell for you.
I understand that, but my question was, how did you make the connection to blow you up like that? I mean, you're a guy out of California, like you said, you ain't got much money. How did you make that connection?
Well, basically what I did is I practiced what I later found out was compound interest. And we were so poor that if I would have bought a new pair of pants, my mama would have knew it. So what I did is I just stacked all my money. I kept stacking my money, reinvesting it back into the game, and it just kept growing. And I later found out that your money works harder than you work. Like when you go to bed at night, if you invested your money in the right things, your money will keep working. It'll keep growing while you sleep. And it's the same thing with dealing drugs. We're really dealing with anything because, like I said earlier, I'm basically a banker, except I was banking in cocaine.
Yeah. Well,
wait. Then let me ask this then, because you talk a lot about how you had to stack your money. I just got to know out of curiosity, what is one of the most expensive purchases that you actually indulged in your lifespan, where you was at the head of your prime of your time?
Did you really buy that plane?
Did you buy the plane? Did you get the boat? Did you get a yacht?
Now, I bought the most expensive thing I've ever bought was a movie theater. I bought a motel. Well, really, I almost had 4 motels. I was in the process of building 4 motels. Those were the most expensive things I bought. I spent my money more on real estate than on cars and planes and clothes. I didn't really care about clothes. I'd rather look like I don't have any money than to look like I have money and don't have it.
I feel that.
Right.
I respect that.
Smart.
I ain't know that.
So you 1985, right? How much a person got to buy to deal with Freeway Ricky Ross?
Well, it really depends on who you were. I mean, if you was one of my homies, you could be buying an ounce, and I would serve you.
That was a fan question, and somebody just wanted some money. Somebody said, I bet you it's an ounce. Somebody else said a kilo. My guess was 10 keys. So that was the biggest question that we had. Like, well, how much? What's the lowest you could cop from Freeway? Like, you know what I mean?
No, but see, I didn't really deal like that. I didn't really care how much it was. It was who it was. I was more of who I'm dealing with than what what quantity of dope they bought. Because, you know, if a guy could handle an ounce, I would give him 10 keys.
Yeah. Damn.
Let me turn it so make sure that it don't get too dark in here.
Let me get some. Put that pressure. You said apply that pressure.
I know, that was a question. That was one of the questions that that we had to get. That was one from my daddy. My dad said an ounce he want. My brother said a key. I said 2.
Oh, geez. It was like Burford. It was like the rightest to the wrongest, the oldest thing. Yeah. That is so funny.
I can't wait to tell Pops he was right.
He gonna be like, I knew. You know Pops. I told you, boy. Oh, man.
That was crazy.
Man, you was wrong as hell.
So what?
I couldn't get my light to come up, and I don't know what happened to my light. My kids might be
we good. We good.
We can still see.
That was a crazy question, but that was the question we
had.
Crazy.
It was just somebody they want to know. People.
Everybody want to know that.
You gotta tell them what they want.
Everybody want to know that.
Well, you know, I had a little system set up, right? Where I had a house that would sell grams, 1 gram of cocaine, and then I would have another house that would sell half ounces of cocaine, and I have another house that would sell ounces of cocaine, and a house that would sell quarter pounds. So you could graduate from house to house. If you started to do so well at one house, then they would take you to another one.
Yeah. And so this system, you created this infrastructure?
I did.
That's amazing. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And wait, if I'm not mistaken, is this gang related? Were you affiliated in a gang at the time? This ain't gang related?
I mean, you could say that I was affiliated to the that I grew up in South Central. I went to school with gang members. I spoke to them, but I didn't participate in the foolishness. You know, I didn't see myself fighting over no street, no color. I didn't get down like that.
Back to the snowfall, man. Is your mom like Franklin's mom, or that's just something they made up?
I
mean, she's similar. You know, I can see some resemblance.
How is everybody still in your life like this?
I mean,
well, you know, they feel that if you're ex-offender, then you don't have any rights. And they have the rights to take whatever they want to from you. And you know, the courts kind of obliged to them. You know, when I sued the rapper who stole my name, when we went to court, the judge used to say the drug dealer and the rapper. We can't go to the court. So and I didn't think that was the appropriate way to approach me, because I hadn't sold drugs in a long time. But you know, that's what she chose to do in her courtroom.
That's crazy, boy. That's crazy, man. So, what about the uncle? The uncle was like, you had an uncle like that?
Nah. None of my older family members participated. My mom never participated in any drugs. Now, she was raided. She has been handcuffed and made lay down on the ground, but she didn't participate at all. Now, she did spend the money because I used to give her money.
That's what women do, man. That's what the women do.
What about the father? Was the father close to your father? Did that happen with the father telling on the club?
I never really knew my father.
Okay, so all that was fabricated.
Yep.
But for the most part, they pretty much took it, added on to it, but took the meat and potatoes of your life, as some would say, the main dish, the main course.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Sprinkled it with a little,
right.
You know, that's how
I'm not gonna lie to you, Freeway Rick. I don't understand. I can't see how 4 rappers take your name, a production team take your whole life story, and you, the calmest, cool, collective dude about it. It's like you just don't care. It's like, you cool. I mean, me, I would be going crazy.
I mean,
well, I got so much more. You know, when you don't have much, you can't give much. You know, I have a lot. I'm in the weed business right